Hello there, it is Horace the Owl once again, coming at you with another commentary. This is for the defensive classes for general gameplay. When I say general gameplay, I mean payload and the basic games, not the newer ones. The ones the game basically kind of came with, I guess you could say, like just the game modes that are normal to it. So we should probably start with demo and move on to heavy as it goes on. Another payload map, yeah, I know. Payload. Quit doing the same stuff, dude. Well, I don't know. It's a little late, and I feel like if I start going into a pub, then it's not gonna be what I wanted it to be. I'm probably gonna die a bunch of times, and I'm just gonna keep talking about dying. So I'm just gonna jump right into this and, just not even think about the fact that I'm playing on a practice server just for the benefit of a controlled environment. Demo. Where do I begin with demo? There's so many different things you can do with demo, but it requires you to... I don't know, it requires patience and a lot of practice to use demo. And in my first video I was using the lock and load, and I guess I'm just going to use this one because, I don't know, variety. But like I mentioned before, using demo, you have to be able to eyeball where it's going to bounce. Like if I'm shooting at this rock, it's going to bounce kind of at an angle off the rock, away from the rock, but kind of at an awkward angle. So you want to use that to your advantage in aiming. Like, I'm kind of terrible at knowing where it's going to go. I'm just going to kind of shoot and unload the clip and hope I hit something. And, I mean, sometimes I'll be able to get, like, a direct hit, and that'll be great. But, generally, ever since I got one, I've been using the, Jesus, Pyro. Okay, Pyro, I'm not kidding. Maybe I'm not, but generally, ever since I got one, I've been using the Tide Turner, and because the Tide Turner is really good. Like, it's a new weapon, it's really good. It replaces the Alibaba's Wee Booties and the Bootlegger, which gave you steering control, but at the cost of your primary grenade launcher. So you were basically a demo knight if you wanted to, use a melee and a shield and be able to steer. You were only melee because you couldn't switch to anything else. Nothing else was an available weapon. I don't know why I'm shooting blue team. I'm on blue team. But with the advent of the Tide Turner, you could steer. You could charge, be able to steer, have resistances to things. Have everything you needed from a shield. It also gave you the ability to steer. And honestly, I have both of the boots. Those are the first things I ever got, really, for demo, were boots. Besides, like, Splinter's shield. The boots, I couldn't really steer. I couldn't go anywhere. It didn't let me steer at all. I didn't understand it at all. Like, it wasn't letting me steer like it said it was supposed to, and I don't know, it was kind of frustrating because I was kind of wasting the slot, except for maybe a little bit of added health. And then I got a Tide Turner. I'm like, let's use this instead. Now I can, charge, steer, and like I can like flip around a corner and be like, critical grenades. Like I guess I could demonstrate, but let me find the red team really quickly. Here we go. And right after that. But yeah, the whole thing where shields can do extra damage at the end of the charge is like, you probably want to try and use your grenades for that too, as well as your melee, because demo knights, like, the melee weapons for demo knights are freaking. I can't even begin to talk about it. Like, there's something for everybody. I can kind of say, like, there's the one where you can get a certain amount of added health. There's other ones, like, I think decrease your movement speed, but it has a superb melee range, unlike the Caber, which requires me to basically hug the guy as I hit him and let him ride and go off right there. Oh, god dang it, I wanted to blow it up on a minute ago. I guess I should switch to heavy, but to wrap up demo, it's the sticky bombs. Sticky bombs are good. I mean, I don't use them as much because I never find time to lay traps. I mostly find time to charge at people because I'm not too much of a trap layer. I'm mostly like, if I'm gonna be demo, I'm gonna attack the guy, and that's the awesome thing about demo. He's more of an adaptable class. He can be offense and defense, like a lot of people will probably say, but to a certain point. Like, you have to kind of pick whether he's going to be offense or defense. It's a little bit more difficult if you're going to be like, this guy's going to be offense and defense at the same time, and then it's going to be a little bit unbalanced. So let's move on to heavy. Heavy, I don't know. Heavy, I don't really use heavy. He's kind of, as everyone would probably say, is a noob's kind of class, because he's slow, he has extra health, and he's strictly bullet damage. I mean, every class has melee, but this guy can only do bullet damage, like, for real. I know Scout can, but, like, he has another purpose. Heavy is literally just to shoot at people with bullets. Like, yeah, like, this is me using a gun like this, but, yeah, no, you get on my face. But, his main purpose is seriously to sit there and take a bunch of shots while giving out a bunch of shots. And I mean, he doesn't do a lot of damage per bullet, but it fires 2 bullets per unit of ammo, and at the same time, if you don't pay attention, you're definitely gonna run dry if you just keep pouring into people. Like, you want to try and keep them reserved up. Payload, heavy should probably hug the cart because it moves about as slow as he does if there's about... This is like 4 people? Yeah, Scout's 2, and then me and the Pyro. It's about 4 people, and I'm keeping up with the cart even with the Tommy slot out. And, it's just really, like, heavy should guard. Like, that he's the middle class out of all of them off the list, and he should definitely be the guy to guard things. And he could go up and, like, help set up the line of defense and kind of be the sentry gun until the engineer sets up, but definitely don't rely on that, because like I said, I don't really use heavy that much. I'm only really using him because, you know, it's kind of to help me remember what class I'm talking about at the time. But yeah, see what I just did there? I got a critical hit with a shotgun that has less ammo. See me just unload on him? But that's really all I can say about heavy. I don't like the heavy class that much. Ouch. But he has a lot of health, and I mean, there's that whole overprivileged fact about medics and heavies, and I mean, I feel like we should probably try and stop that, but yeah, that's all I can honestly say about heavy. You know, he should probably be the guy to guard, and like, even if he goes to the front line, he should probably be the guy guarding, you know, just a big anchor to keep everything down, just like he's in the middle. He holds all the points together, but you have to play that way. You can't act like you can chase people down. That's not your purpose. Now for engineer. For engineer, I have a rescue ranger, a short circuit, a jag, and just a regular PDA. Not really a regular PDA. 90% of the things I have on my engineer are strange. Be jealous. But Jag is good for any kind of like thing you're gonna play as engineer. If you want to focus on getting your buildings out quicker, you want to throw down a dispenser and just kind of whack it a bunch of times to try and make it go quicker. And you obviously want to set up near an ammo box at first, so you can I didn't set up near an ammo box this time. You want to set up closer to an ammo box so you can have enough metal to get your dispenser up to par. But a jag makes the whole process quicker. You can pop out a dispenser, and now you have your own supply of metal. Obviously, you want to have another supply of metal so you can make the dispenser put out more quicker. So please get out of my way. Damn, I can't really hit my thing if you're in the way. But And then the Rescue Ranger. Generally, for my reasoning for Rescue Ranger, it's not really... In a public server, I don't really use Rescue Ranger. It's more of one of the other shotguns. I think it would generally be the Frontier Justice, because you can get crits for every kill that the sentry gun got, but it has to like die. So basically, if you're doing really good with the sentry gun, you know, your emplacements like nigh impregnable, but then all of a sudden it gets sapped, or a demo, as usual, gets a bunch of stickies or grenades to land in there, and you know, whether they're critical or not, if it gets enough in there, boom, you have no chance to save it. And that as long as you don't die from it, you know, if you're like, I'd rather just let the sentry die, then you have a bunch of crits from that sentry, and well, looks like you're gonna lay them out, as the engineer would say. And I have to also comment on the Rescue Ranger. I didn't really realize this until before in a trade server that I admin for, that the Pyro can deflect the bolts if he's quick enough. I mean, the bolts fly relatively quickly, but if Pyro can see it, then he can deflect it. Like he can use that bolt just like it's an arrow, a rocket, a grenade, or anything, because it's a projectile, not a bullet. So like if you want to consider, like, I don't think you really would, but if you want to consider whether an engineer would be able to fight a Pyro with his primary or not, you probably shouldn't use this. But then again, I don't really use it in public servers. This is like a man-machine thing for if I can't get close enough to my sentry to save it from a sentry buster, I can just right-click and boom, right there, I got it. Of course, there is a downside of taking mini crits because you're marked for death no matter what. I could be holding my wrench and I can go and pick this up and there's a skull over me. There's a skull over my health, there's a skull over my head in the world because I'm marked for death and I take mini crits. But that's why you have to be kind of careful with it. And then the short circuit, because it's better to use the Frontier Justice, I would say short circuit is good for either one, as long as you know whether there's going to be a bunch of grenades and rockets flying at you. That way you can pull out this, you know, if you're expecting it, then you can pull it out. If not, then you can just be like, oop, there's a bunch of rockets coming this way, let me pull it out, and then you can start deflecting them. I wouldn't suggest using it to attack people because it's got kind of a splotchy, like, hitbox. And, oh god. But, short circuit is, it was basically made to chew up your metal but also defend your stuff. Oh shit, kind of lagged there for a second. It's made to defend your stuff and chew through your metal without letting you take anything from your dispenser. It completely cuts off your life support, basically. Like you literally are your own medic. As I was saying, you should probably try it and be in the last video. You literally can be your own medic, because the engineer can make something to heal himself with and even give himself ammo. He is literally his own stockpile, as long as you can keep that thing up and alive. He's also the team's stockpile for when they can't quite find ammo for whatever they're doing. I'm just not gonna shoot them because I'm gonna lose anyway, unless I switch to a different class. I don't think I really want to, because I'm trying to talk about engineer. It is, I have to say, it is imperative that when you're Engie, you are the one that makes a decision where your stuff goes. Never just be like, oh, this guy's demanding I put a dispenser next to him. Don't just put it next to him because he's demanding it. That does not mean he gets it. You have to consider what's going to be smart for the way you're going to play and how the team's going to play. If you're going to need that dispenser for a little bit, if not indefinitely, then yeah, keep it for yourself. I mean, you built that, you're the one that has to take care of it. If this guy wants you to put it out in the line of fire just because he needs health and ammo, screw him, he doesn't need it. And the same thing with everything, I mean, except for teleporters, obviously. If somebody finds a better spot for it, if it's out in the open, unless it is the path more traveled, you probably shouldn't care if you put the teleporter out in the middle of nowhere where it might get shot and blown up. Because, I mean, if nobody uses it, then, I mean, you basically put it out there for no reason, and it might as well not be there anyway. But, it's always a good idea to give your team a secondary like option, you know, to get out, either get out there faster or, you know, maybe sweep for spies or something. But this is starting to take longer than I thought, and I guess I should show off a little bit how manconomy rich I am by having a Rancher Relaxo. Be jealous of me. Please be jealous of me. It makes me feel better about myself. But yeah, I guess I'll end this here and move on to the support classes, Medic, Sniper, and Spy. Probably gonna change maps really quick so I can be on blue team still without it being almost over. So, hoot hoot, and I will see you in the next one.